Hi, I'm Sam Hazledine. I wanted to make you this quick video just sitting here in my office today as I'm about to head off on holiday over Christmas because I think that Christmas, while it's a fantastic time, it's a great time to take some time out and to spend time with your family and to, just celebrate what's great in our lives. It's also a good time to reset. It's also a good time to take some time out so that you can hopefully take your life to the next level next year. Holidays, I think, are a great time to do this because we take ourselves out of the day to day. So often I think in business and in jobs, you can't see the forest for the trees because you're so stuck in there. You're so deep in it that you don't necessarily take time to think, to get in the helicopter, to take that helicopter view and to see things, see the bigger picture. So what I'm going to share with you is a three-step process, and what I'd encourage you to think about is don't think about this as something else you got to do over the Christmas period, a job. Look at this as a small investment that I believe will give you a compounded result next year and in years to come. I call it reflect, review, and re-energize. So step one is first take some time out. So give yourself half an hour or an hour somewhere just with no distractions, first thing. And then step one is reflect. I believe that success lies at the intersection of mindset and action. The results we get in our lives come from the actions we take, which are driven by the behaviors that we exhibit, which are driven by our beliefs. So effective reflection looks at all of these levels, not just what you did. I know a lot of the time when people reflect on the year, they reflect on what did they do, what worked, what didn't, and go from there. And there's a lot of value in that. And if you want to take it a step deeper, what were the beliefs, behaviors, and other actions that you took that also impacted us? What beliefs served you? What beliefs didn't serve you? So what I want you to do with reflect is to do three things. Firstly, what worked? Write down the things that worked, and I'd encourage you to write down what actions worked, what behaviors worked for you this year, what beliefs worked for you this year. On the flip side, what didn't work? What didn't drive the results that you wanted in your life? What didn't give you the feelings of fulfillment that you want in your life? What actions, what behaviors, what beliefs? Same thing. And then the third part of this is what would you have done differently? With the benefit of hindsight, with the brilliant retrospectoscope that we'd all love to have, what would you have done differently? What actions would you have taken differently? What behaviors would have shown up differently? What beliefs would you have honed differently? And I think when you do this, this reflection is a great time to look back and go, okay, I'm going to review my year. Some things went well, some things didn't. Let's take what we can learn from that and then move forward. Once you've done this reflective period, it's time to review. Review is where you have to be courageous because you're going to actually say, are the goals that I have in my life aligned with my real end goals? I.e., are my means goals, the vehicles, the ways I'm trying to achieve things, aligned with the real end goals I have in my life? The end goals are the end result of being human. They're the experiences we want to have. They're the contributions we want to make. They're the growth we want to have for ourselves. This is the big stuff. The means are the vehicles to get there. The job, the business, the money, the car, the house, the achievements, the accomplishments. Those are ways to get there, and we need them. So what's really important, I think, for a fulfilled life, a successful life, is to make sure that you're aligned. Make sure that your means goals are aligned with your ends goals. Ensure this alignment. And if you look at those and go, look, this means really isn't aligned with the end that I'm trying to go, I'm aiming for, then you might need to make the courageous decision to drop some goals, to drop some of the means that you've been striving for or that you are planning to strive for, because they're not going to move you towards where you want to get to. It's critical that we're aligned. I think alignment is something that I've been working on this year in a big way. Working with my started actually with my physical alignment, but realized that we need that physical, emotional, spiritual alignment. Because when we're aligned and we're not chewing up bandwidth, doing things that aren't moving us towards what's important, man, we become that much more effective. So that was step 2, review. Step 3 is re-energize. This is critical. Some people right now at this point in the year are fizzing. They've had a great year and they are excited about next year, but many aren't. Many at this point are feeling burnt out. Many at this point are feeling exhausted. Many at this point are just thinking, thank goodness it's a holiday so I can just eat and drink and do nothing. Key to making next year a success is to direct your mindset. To direct your mindset to the point where you are excited, where you are fizzing about the year to come. And the best way I've found to do this is to ask a better question. Any question we ask ourselves, we will answer. Now, most people, when they're thinking about next year, they're going into next year thinking, okay, what can I achieve safely next year? What am I going to be really sure that I'm going to achieve? The problem with what can I achieve safely is if you're here and here's your comfort zone, it's right here, it's in your comfort zone. There's no excitement there, there's no passion, there's no energy. What can I achieve safely doesn't tap into who you really are. And therefore, if you're asking what can I achieve safely, A, you're not going to be excited about it. And because of that, B, you're not probably going to achieve it. Because there's just why would you go after something you don't really care about? A more effective question, a better question that you can ask yourself is, what would excite me next year? It's a simple question. What would excite me next year? What would get me going? What would juice me up? When you ask this question, you set your sights way out here, way outside your comfort zone. But because you're so much more excited and more energized and passionate about it, you're infinitely more likely to achieve it. This is the secret to achieving great things next year, is to get excited, to tap into that human spirit that you have. I believe in the human spirit. I believe in the power of the human spirit. And when it gets going, man, anything becomes possible. So get juiced, get pumped, get hungry, because that's where you're going to find success next year. You're not going to find success next year in safety. What can I achieve safely? What boring outcome can I achieve that really doesn't put me outside my comfort zone? That is not where you're going to find fulfillment or success next year. You're going to find it in what would excite me. So, 3 steps, 3 simple steps. It's going to take you half an hour probably. Reflect. What actions, behaviors, and beliefs worked? What didn't work? What would you have done differently? Review. Ensure alignment. Make sure your end goals are aligned with the means goals that you're shooting for next year. And re-energize. Just ask yourself that simple question: what would excite me? Enjoy your break. Remember what's important. What's important, over this time is being present with your loved ones. It's appreciating them. It's being grateful for the people in our lives and the abundance in our lives and the opportunity in our lives. It's being grateful for the wonderful world that we live in. It's, contributing to other people over this period. And take a little time as well to get excited and set yourself up for a successful and fulfilling year next year. Because a small investment now will have a compounding effect in the year to come. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I look forward to maybe seeing you or meeting you or working with you in the new year. But, until then, enjoy the holiday period, enjoy the time with your family, have a great year, and I hope that next year is the best year of your life.